Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now we've got these done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the binding system while these hopefully dry. Sometimes I don't want to worry about them. I do this. I don't hang clothes out, but I sure do love them for some crafting. You can do it that way, or you can do it this way, just to make sure it's holding good. And believe me, this will do the trick. I like it better than using the big clips, you know, clips like these. I prefer this because it just holds it really tight, and there's more surface to surface contact with these. Okay, so now we've got 6 of these, and you can make as many as you like. I personally like, for this little tiny album, I like to do 6, okay? Because it's such a small real estate piece. And I guess I should get the rest of these on first. Let's see if I can get a little closer. See, when you do the sides like that, see, it blends in. You can't see any white anywhere. And that, especially when you're making one that's like got a darker colors like this, you want it to kind of be shadowy or sexy, a little smoky. This, I think, just does the trick. Because with this kind of dark colors, you really don't need all that extra. Stuff on it, you know. If you want, you can even take, and I can do it to one of these. I'll show you in a second. Now, it doesn't really matter which way this, which way you're holding this, as long as you're not using directional paper. But if you're using directional paper, because they're going to stand up like this, you want to make sure you're getting the paper on the right way. Okay, here's another one. You can even do this. I'm just going to do it on one. Okay. Let's get these ends blackened up again. Okay. So now you can see there's a difference. It depends on how much, how much you want it done. And this, of course, then Okay, so you've got it with one looking like this. Okay. And like that. So it's just your preference on how you like it. I'm going to leave that one there. Oops. Okay, figures I'd run out of. I always get in the middle of a project and run the ATG gun empty. It never fails. One more. Okay. Now we have all 6 of these done. And since I've got like 2 in this design, 2 in this design, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that they're going to go like this. Now remember, they're going to go up and down. So when you do this, if you've got directional papers, you want to make sure one's going one way and one's going the other way. Okay, that's good for now. So now we need a piece of cardstock. I think I'm going to use a piece of black. And I forgot to measure this one, so this one is going to be not quite 3 inches. So we're going to go a hair under 3 inches, like 2 7/8. No. Let's see, these are 2 7/8. So this needs to be 2 3/4. Because this has to be the same size as your inserts. Okay. What we're going to do is the Kathy Orta hidden hinge. Okay, so we're going to do 1 inch, and this is the part that we're going to glue down, and then we're going to go half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, half, half, quarter, then half, half, and quarter. Let me see how many I got here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Half, half, quarter, and then half, half, quarter, and then the 1 inch. Okay, so it actually needs to be 9 inches long. Not a problem. Oops. Okay, so if you want to know, that's actually This is so hard to see. You can write this down because I know you can't see that. It's at 1 inch, 1/2, 2, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 4, 4 1/2, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, 5 3/4, 6, 6 1/2, 7, 7 1/4, 8 3/4. I'm sorry, 7 3/4, 8 1/4, 8 1/2. Okay, so then you're just gonna, the 1/2 inch pieces stick up, and the 1/4 inch pieces go in the opposite direction. So, okay, sweetie. Okay, I start like that, and then start doing the 1/4 inch pieces. They both go in the same direction all the time. Okay, there you go. Then your best bet is to either use like my Aleene's. I use this Aleene's Turbo Techie glue. It dries pretty fast, and it's really thick and it doesn't run. Or you can use your Scotch Tacky glue, or you can use your double-sided tape. But I am going to just use my tape runner, and because I'm just using a tape runner and it's only on the 1/2 inch pieces, I'm going on both sides of it because I'm just using the runner. If I was using double-sided tape, I would just put it on one side. But this makes it hold extra tight when you do that, when you put it on both sides, because you're putting glue to glue. Okay, so then I'm going to start mashing them down, going the other way. Give it another fold, and here it is. Now, the one thing that I like that's so good about this system of Kathy Orta's is that you can do 6 of these, you can do 4 of them, you can do 5 if you only want 5 pages in something. You don't have to always have an even amount with this. So that's what I think is so good about this. Now, what you want to do is bring this back, and this is going to go here on the bottom piece. Okay, so now this you really, really need. There's just no getting around it here. You need to use double-sided tape. So I am going to cover this whole thing. And so when I have to cover something completely like this, I use my thicker tape. I actually even have some, that's, what is this? How many inches wide is it? 2.5 inches wide. And I use that sparingly, because it is so expensive. And they also have a 5-inch one, which is amazing, but I hate to spend $40 for one roll of tape, especially if you need to be under 5 inches. Okay, so now we've got this on here. I'm just going to burnish it. Okay. Let's cut off this little piece right here. Okay, and I got just a hair of it hanging right here. Get that off. Okay, let's get this apart. Okay, now, first you want to make sure that this fits on here. And if it's a little tight, it's no big deal because you can always take and angle your edges, although you should do that before you get all the sticky tape off of it. Okay, now that I know that these are going to fit, that's perfect. We're going to set this down. Now you want, from here to here, should be like this 1 3/4 inch section. So you really want to get this down, get it straight. Okay, let's see. You just gotta be careful. Okay. Then take your bone folder and go in between each one of these to get that double-sided tape to stick down real good. Okay. Now you want to take, and for these, your 1/4 inch tape is just fine if you want. But you want to put tape on the front and the back of every one of these. So that's going to be on all 6 of them. Front and back. Okay, now you want to just take off one flap at a time. Okay, make sure we get these in order. Oh, I gotta take these little things out. You don't want them in. Okay, let's see. I've got them in order. This is the front. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. So you put it over top of it. You center it. And then you push down on the glue. Okay. Let's do another one. Did I get my big head in the way? I don't know. Let me see here. Okay. Put it over top of it. You lay it down, and you line it up with the first one you put on, and then at least they'll all be lined up. Okay, let's go to the third one. Now remember, mine do not have a pattern that goes a certain way, so I don't have to be careful on which way I'm putting mine on. But like I said, if you are using directional designer paper, you really are going to have to make sure you know which way is which, because especially with it going up and down instead of sideways. See, this is what's going to happen. You're going to look at it from this end. So you'll see this one. Then this one, if it's directional, it has to go upside down. Then this one will go the right side. This one would go upside down. So that's why you just gotta, this one was easy because I don't have to worry about directionality. Okay, got 2 more. Get this last one. Okay, so now I'm going to go through, whoops. Okay, okay, just go in between, give it a good varnishing, and there you go. Here's your little book so far. Okay. Now what you're going to do is we're going to put a design on these, but first I'm going to stick some of these in the pockets here. Okay, so now that's what it's looking like so far. I'm going to back out a little bit here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put a piece of paper here and a piece of paper that goes all the way up there. And I think we're going to go ahead and use this black. Okay, so I need a piece that is, let's see, from here to here is 10 inches. So I want to cut just a little bit less than 10 inches. Okay, and it's 3 inches across, but I want to go no more than 2 3/4 because I want to leave a little bit of thing around it. Now I should have plenty for this side, so let's go 2 3/4 on this side. And this is going to be how many inches? Okay, 5 1/4. Okay. Again, I'm going to use double-sided tape. And the key for this double-sided tape to really, really work good is to burnish it on both sides of the paper that you're using. So whatever you're putting it on, and then whatever you're attaching it to. So we're going to go like this and burnish that tape right in there. Okay. Then, when you've got it good and burnished on this piece of cardstock, okay, then we're going to put it on here. And whoops. Guess I need to turn it this way for me. Stick it like this. Okay. Then you're going to take and burnish it some more. Now, if you don't like burnishing, you can also use your roller, and that helps burnish it. Okay, that's the one side done. Now, on the other side here, I'm going to do it on the outside again, right on the edge, because you want this paper, this cardstock, to be glued down right on the edge so you can't catch an edge on something and pull the paper back up. And now, instead of running one down the center of this, since we have these bends and folds, we're going to stick a piece on either side of that. And that's going to hold that in place where it bends. Okay? And then I'm going to take and put one piece down the center. And again, we're going to burnish. And burnish. Okay, then we're going to take these pieces off. Okay, take the pieces off of this one. And the reason you put it on this is because you can see that and you don't have to measure this and guess. We do it that way, you know exactly where it needs to go. Okay, so I'm going to start right up at the top here. And do that. Then, again, burnish or roll it, either one. And then start finding the bends and go inside there and go inside there. Okay, so now you've got, this is what your little book looks like. Okay, now you can decorate it with all kinds of embellishments because you've got 1/4 of an inch in between each one. You can make, you know, put pictures on the front and the back. And there's your faux toilet paper ring mini. Okay, now you can take and use Velcro to hold this together, or you can take magnets. If you want magnets, you should put the magnet on here before you put this piece on, and basically this piece. But I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I think I'm just going to use some Velcro. Let's see. Okay, I've got some little black Velcros. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to stick this kind of, not quite in the center, but pretty much. And again, you can burnish that down and pull this other side off. Well, maybe we'll pull, there we go. Line it up. I like to lay it on its side like this, because that way you know it's flat and you've got it correctly. And then push down. Okay. There you go. Just take and burnish it down. Take this and burnish it down. And voila. There you have it. It's not finished. You can punch holes in it and make a little handle for it so it can sit up. Put some embellishments, some pearls. You can even, like in here, each one of these little squares, you can put a pearl or a rhinestone or something. Do whatever you like. But in the meantime, there's your little faux toilet paper roll, mini album. So I hope you like this, and I'll try to get back to you with another project soon. You guys have a great day. Bye.